Hello, everyone. Welcome to our book club live show for the Paris Apartment, the Coffee Break Book Club. You are welcome in if you have coffee or if you don't have coffee. I have coffee today. I'm like halfway through it, but just sipping on it all morning. I hope everyone's having a good day so far. And we'll start getting into the discussion of this book. But if you are joining and you have read this book and you have a rating, feel free to pop that in the comments. And if you have any general thoughts about how it went for you, you can let us know that as well. And I feel like we might get kind of immediately into some spoilers, or we're not really going to try to not talk spoilers. Just because I think we want to, Janelle and I personally would like to just get our thoughts out there and then just wrap this whole thing up. Because this book was not great, in our opinion. So I gave it 2 stars. Janelle?
I also gave it 2 stars, actually.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So like that's gonna make the live show not that fun for us. I hope people in the chat have some good things, positive things they'd like to talk about with this, because it's gonna be really hard for me to try to find something fun to talk about with this book. But yeah, like I said, we'll probably just talk about whatever we can remember from the book, and it might be spoilery. It might not. I can't honestly remember much about this book. Same for yesterday's live show with the maid. We both read these 2 books like in the beginning of the month, so that was quite a long time ago now, and we have a hard time remembering because they are very unmemorable. But anyway, so just some general thoughts if we want to just get right into it. Janelle, do you have anything you'd like to say about anything? It can be about the book or not.
I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm gonna try not to be too harsh today and like still try to find some positive things to say, but I'm also like not in the greatest mood today. So I'm feeling a little feisty, and if I'm sounding a little bit harsh about the book, it probably has nothing to do with the book.
You're just gonna take it out on the book.
So, right.
Yeah.
I'm just directed at the book.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've got a 3-star. That's better than 2, so I'm glad to hear that. Kind of right down the middle. It did feel average, but I think for me, it went below average just because, like, I really did not like the characters in this one. Like, it was, first of all, too many characters. I know a lot of people felt that way, but they weren't interesting characters either, in my opinion. So that's what made it a star less. Like, it was kind of maybe going to be a 3 for like a good majority of it, and then I don't know what part I hit where I was like, no, this is less than a 3. So hello, we got a 3.5. That's good to hear. Yeah, I don't know. What should we talk about? Anybody have any thoughts? They're all welcome because I don't have many thoughts. But
I definitely felt like the amount of POVs that we had just made it chaotic. And the fact that like I didn't like any of the characters, so I didn't care for their point of view. Like it was like I don't care what you think. Like I just don't. So
yeah. Okay, so let's get a little bit of a recap of what this book's actually about. So it's taking place in the Paris apartment. There's the character, what's his name? Josh. Right? Is it Josh?
I think so.
Or Ben. Not Josh. Ben.
Why did I think that too, though?
Josh sounded about right.
Oh, it's because Jess is the
girl. Ben, okay. And then Jess is the sister. Okay, so the prologue is Ben's POV when he's just chilling in his apartment and then someone knocks on the door, and that's when they either, attack him or kidnap him or whatever even happened. Um, and so then obviously, Ben is the one that goes missing, and then there's these 5, or is it 6 suspects? Because the back says 5, but I don't feel like that's including Mimi, right? Because Mimi was the little girl, the socialite, the nice guy, the alcoholic. Because even when I'm looking back and reading these character descriptions, I'm like, who's who? I don't even remember who's who.
Yeah, and this isn't including Jess's point of view, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it should. I feel like it would say the sister, but maybe not. I guess the socialite maybe is Jess.
Maybe.
I don't know. Kathleen said, I read this at the beginning of March, so the more removed I am from it, the more forgettable it has been. Yeah. Very, very forgettable. I've found that I've remembered more from the guest list, which I read last summer, more so than this one. So I gave the guest list 3 stars, and I definitely did like that one more. Which I don't know how common that is. I feel like a lot of people have said they like this one more than the guest list. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Which one did you like more? Do you know?
I think I enjoyed the guest list more, but I think it was the setting of the guest list that I enjoyed more than this.
Okay, look, we've got someone explaining it for us here. I think Mimi is the girl on the verge. Okay, socialite is Sophie. Nice guy is Nick. Alcoholic, Antoine. Well, he didn't even really have a point of view, though. He was just like the friend, right? But he never even had a point of view, like a chapter, right? Maybe like 1 or 2. And then the concierge was obviously the concierge, yeah. Busy with it now. Should I carry on? I'm not even halfway. We'll go back to a Colleen Hoover book. Yeah. Definitely just, put this book down. Pick up Colleen Hoover instead. 100% support that. I don't feel like it's worth finishing. It was kind of really boring and a waste of time for me. I didn't feel connected to Ben, so I really didn't care what happened to him. Oops. Yeah. I know. Like, how are you supposed to feel connected to him if he only had that one chapter? Like, I think it would have been more interesting if we got more of his POVs in the beginning, right? And we didn't. Did we only get 1?
Yeah, I think we got 1 in the beginning, and then we got 1 like halfway through that was kind of like hinting that he could still be alive, and then at the end.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, there's this guy, Ben. Like, Ben's just a dude.
Yeah.
There was definitely no connecting build-up, or like no build-up for you to feel connected to him.
Yeah.
We didn't get his POV. He's Nick's brother, but he was the alcoholic. Yeah. I think that's just weird, though, that we didn't get his POV, so, like, why is he a main character? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just had a lot of issues with this book because, because number one being not feeling the connection to any of the characters for any reason. Like, I didn't even like Jess. They were all just super annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say this also felt a lot like When No One Is Watching by I think Alyssa Cole. I think is that her name?
You liked that one though, didn't you?
I did really like that one. But this felt like a knockoff of that because it was the same kind of like apartment neighborhood setting, and then even like the endings were similar to the point where I was like, I feel like
I can see that for sure.
Read that and liked it, and then like did her own rendition is kind of how it felt.
Yeah. And I didn't even like When No One Is Watching. I DNF'd that one. Like, I was really close to finishing it, but then I was just like, "Whatever, I don't even care." So, that makes sense that I wouldn't feel, um, anything for this one either, because I guess I don't know, looking just based on the cover and everything, like, I felt like maybe it would be fun, but maybe this just isn't my type of
Yeah.
storyline either, because of when no one is watching, since I didn't like that one.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's interesting. I can definitely see the correlation there. But the setting itself of being in Paris was also non-existent.
Yeah, it didn't feel like Paris. Not that I've ever been there, but, like,
Yeah.
there should
Right.
have been some kind of, like, atmospheric something, but I didn't get that.
Yeah, it was definitely lacking.
Mhm.
Um, so off topic, but I want to become a booktuber like you guys, but I have no idea how to edit. Like, what apps do you use to edit? And I don't even know how to make a thumbnail. Well, I use iMovie, and I think that is the best, um, easiest, like, what's the word? Beginner editing software. iMovie, you can do that on your phone. So I would suggest just filming on your phone, and then you can edit on iMovie, and your thumbnails don't have to be crazy, like, especially just starting out. But there's lots of tutorials out there. I use Canva for my thumbnails um, most of the time, but I also like to use my iPad and stuff to on them, write on the thumbnails. But there's plenty of tutorials out there that you can learn how to do all that, but it doesn't have to be crazy. But you just start and you practice, and it'll be good. I just want to talk about books and make friends, but I have no idea how to make videos. Well, there's definitely lots of resources out there on how to get started with all that. So if you're interested, definitely just take the time to learn a little bit about it, and use what you have already. You definitely don't need anything extra. But you can totally do it. Anybody can. Y'all ain't on a roll with your book club choices so far. Everyone you read, you didn't really like or were 3 stars. Last month we had Project Hail Mary, which was a 5 star for me. But then the collective was also, yeah, 3 stars, not good. um, and then before that was Spanish Love Deception, and Then She Was Gone. Then She Was Gone was almost a 5 star for me. And then January, yeah, there was one 5 star or close to 5 star for me every month, but then the other one didn't end up being
Mhm.
great. Starfish in January, I gave a good one, 5 stars, but I mean, yeah, it's tough though. Sometimes you just get a hit or a miss or both, since we do 2 at a time. Give ourselves more of a chance to like one of them at least. I want to pick up this book, but I'm afraid I won't like it. I thought the guest list was okay. Um, I want to say that if you just thought the guest list was okay, you probably will think the same about the Paris Apartment. Although there is a handful of people I've heard like the Paris Apartment more than the guest list. So it's like really hard for me to say. Um, like, it just depends on your taste of, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not personally recommending this book to anyone.
Yeah.
Whoever has read it, would you recommend it to anybody? And if so, who would you recommend it to? Janelle, would you?
I no. Like, I'm trying to think, like, if there were a scenario where I would be like, "Oh, you might like this." But, like, the only thing I can say is, like, if you love absolute chaos and just to be clueless, like, maybe. But,
Just
like,
another.
I genuinely don't even think I could, like, recommend it because There wasn't anything that I particularly liked, and
If
if you're
you
in
like
it
if you like over complicated stories that aren't even worth it at the end, like the plot twist or how it wraps up is not even worth the chaos, like Janelle said, then maybe you would like it.
yeah, but if you're in it for Paris,
Yeah, no.
just don't read it because I got no glimpse of
Yeah.
Paris whatsoever.
Yeah, I would say that was, like, the number one reason why I wanted to pick it up.
Yeah.
That and also it was so many people's anticipated
Yes.
release, like, one of people's anticipated releases of the year. So I was like, "Ooh, yeah, that's, like, probably gonna be pretty good. Everyone's excited about it. I wanna check it out."
Yeah.
But it hit 0 marks. Like, I
Okay.
don't even know why I gave it 2 stars. Like, what did I enjoy about
Yes, I was thinking that, like, why didn't I give it 1?
it?
Yeah.
I was so bored.
I even would rename it the Chaos Apartment.
The chaos.
Like, I really would.
I recommended enough. I was still surprised, but it was a little drawn out. It was a lot drawn out, I thought, yeah. Um, yeah, it was a drag for me. I had the audio, but, like, I just couldn't. I was listening to it, I was like, "Can this just be over already? I hate this." So, next question is, would anybody read another from Lucy Foley? I won't. I won't be. I won't be reading another from her.
Mm-mm.
Um, I'd only maybe recommend it to someone looking to try thrillers for the first time, but there's so many more that are actually good. I know. That's why I wouldn't wanna recommend it to anybody. I don't want anyone to waste their time on it, um, and it be my fault. Like, if someone is reading about it and thinks, "Oh, that might be good," and they, you know, of their own volition or whatever, they decide to pick it up, then that's great for them, but I'm not gonna actively be telling people, "You need to read this book." Like, it wasn't for me, but maybe you like it. No, not even then. Like, I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
that. Eating a croissant every 5 minutes isn't enough Paris for you. Yeah, no. That was, like, all there was. There was a lot of mentions of eating croissants, but, like,
I can do that here.
I literally have croissants on my counter right now, like, a whole thing. I should grab it. It's a huge tub of croissants, and I'm in Alabama, so, like, eating a croissant every 5 minutes is not enough Paris for me.
No.
That's funny, actually. I should set those up as, like, a prop for this live show. I think a lot of people thought it would be atmospheric, but I can see why it wasn't. Yeah, that was the main expectation I had going into it. I was like, "Alright, this is gonna be fun, like Paris, Emily in Paris vibes." But no, there was 0 of that. I enjoyed the Paris Apartment, but I won't read her others. They don't interest me. Yes, I've heard the, um, the worst one, or in the general consensus is that The Hunting Party is her worst one,
Mhm.
and yeah, I definitely won't be picking that one up. I would have been good with just reading the guest list and being like, "That's my only experience with Lucy Foley, and I'm fine with that." But, like, the only way I'll probably pick up another one of her books is, I was watching the live show for, the Literally Dead book club hosted by Books and Lala. I watched that, like, right after I finished this book, so several weeks ago now. She had mentioned if, Lucy Foley wrote, like, a cruise ship isolated thriller, and, like, I would hope she would do it really well, but, like, that sounds interesting too. But, like, will she do a good job if she ever did actually write that? I don't know. So I think it's simply, like, Lucy Foley's character work that she does and her writing style that I don't like. So I'd want someone else to write that cruise ship isolated thriller. So, like, even if she did, I guess maybe not still. Like, I would like to say I would try, but
yeah. Maybe if Riley Sager wrote The Cruise Ship.
Yeah, he's the only thriller author that matters.
Yes, exactly.
Not to be biased or anything.
Only a little.
But yeah, I just don't care for Lucy Foley's writing or the characters she comes up with. I DNF'd the guest list, so I think my time reading Lucy Foley is done. Yeah, I would say so too. Plenty of other fish in the sea. Plenty of other good thrillers and good authors out there. So don't waste your time on something that you've like given multiple chances to, and if it's just not doing anything, it's fine. Like you can just move on. No, I read no, you won't recommend. I read the guest list, gave it 4 stars because the plot twist was good. I agree. But Lucy Foley's writing is very sexual. She mentions sex way too much, and I'm not into that. Yeah, I was really thrown off with that being included in the Paris Apartment. I don't remember. I mean, kind of vaguely, I remember mentions of that, I guess, in the guest list. I don't think it was as heavy. But in this one, it was like, why is this like part of the plot, too, you know?
Yeah.
Hidden Pictures by Jason Rakulak in May. Well, we already have our May picks chosen and announced. It's going to be Book Lovers by Emily Henry and The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. But I've not heard of Hidden Pictures. I'll have to look into it. But thank you for the recommendation. Yes, Riley Sager is also Todd Ritter, which I've not read a Todd Ritter book, but I think it's interesting that he's more known for Riley Sager than Todd Ritter. But yes. Any other thoughts? You know, I was gonna say, because I randomly flipped to the page I had written on page 87 when Nick is introduced, I think. And his name is like Nick Miller or something. But that's not his actual name. I don't remember. But his name is, it might be his real name. Anyway, Nick Miller. And I was just like from New Girl, Nick Miller. I thought that was funny. And then they mentioned that on the next page. She's trying to Google search him. And she's like, there's some fictional guy called Nick Miller from a TV show, which fills all the Google results. And I was like, why? That's not even like I'm currently watching New Girl, but I'm like, she's just trying to be quirky with that. Like there was no like real meaning behind that. I don't know, man. I'm over it. Yep. I don't have any other thoughts. Over it.
Me neither.
Sorry, guys. I hope you guys weren't looking for a real in-depth conversation here. Looking forward to next month, though, because there are going to be 2 really good ones, hopefully. I mean, fingers crossed. But we've got a good track record with Emily Henry. The 2 of us do at least. And then Atlas 6, I've heard good things, and I've been wanting to get to it for a while. So hopefully May will be a good book club month. So looking forward to it. But thank you to everyone who did read this book, and if you enjoyed it at least a little bit, I'm glad. What books are you guys reading now? It's a good question. Actually, a quick little heads up, if you didn't know, Janelle is hosting a 24-hour readathon starting tonight. So I will be starting some reads for that. But I am currently reading Local Woman Missing. And it's going pretty okay. On page 66, and I'm liking it so far. But yeah, Janelle's readathon starts tonight, and you guys should definitely join with us. What time are your sprints? They're in like 5.5 hours?
Yeah, they're at 7 EST.
Oh, 5. Yeah, 5.5 hours. No. Yeah, 5.5 hours.
Yes.
I think that's the correct math.
I think you're right.
Okay. So yes, join the readathon tonight. That'll be super fun. But yeah. Any final thoughts? Anybody on the Paris Apartment? No one gave it 5 stars? Not even 4?
Yikes.
Yeah, it's kind of everyone's just like down from this book. It's kind of a big downer.
Yeah.
I don't even really care to talk about what happened, like the plot twist. There are some people in here that haven't read it yet, but if you guys don't want to hear spoilers, I mean, I don't even think we'll say the big plot twist because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All that matters is that I hated it. It was not good.
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, then that's going to be it for this. So I hope you had fun listening to our thoughts a little bit and just hanging out for a quick minute. But yeah, thank you for joining another month of the Coffee Break Book Club. We hope you will join next month with our next 2 picks that we're really excited about, Book Lovers and the Atlas 6. So that's going to be it from us for today. But we will see you around. Janelle will see you later during her readathon. She also has a Discord if you want to go to her channel and find all that good stuff. And then have fun with the readathon tonight. I'm excited.
Me too.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. We'll talk to you later.